yo, follow focus, boy. I put that follow focus on, set this at A, I set the other one at B, and it was like, yeah, focus on me, boy, focus on me. All right, that's enough. So what up, YouTube? It's your boy GR8JESM. Oh, it feels good to say that again, you know? Like, oh. Nah, man, listen. I've been doing some growth, right? Got a follow focus wheel. I'm actually shooting on a cinema lens, believe it or not. But I got a whole set of them. And it goes from 24 to 85. So 24, 35, 50, and 85. I got a case to go with it. Pretty damn dope. I got a follow focus motor. Not like this cheap one, right? This cheap one here, it's from, I think, Neewer. Yeah, this is from Neewer. So the Neewer one came with a rail system. Now, I have a rail system from, I believe this one is from Small Rig as well. But the follow focus, I kind of got like as like a budget, solution. But I also got some new lights. Those are from Neewer. Yes, budget. You saw the video. I got the Neewer microphone. I wish that I had gotten a Neewer C stand and a key light from Neewer, but it is what it is. Everything can't be Neewer. I also brought some other products from Neewer, like the NPF style battery, right? I got 2 of those from Neewer. Then I found some other company on Amazon. This one is First Power, and this one came in a pack of 4. The 4 of these NPF batteries, they all have their own charger. I also have the Neewer charger, which only charges 2. I even got a cinema lens. I'm actually shooting on it right now. This is the Rokinon 50mm 1.5. T 1.5, and it's weird, man. I didn't know that there was a difference between the T and the F. The F is how wide the opening gets, but the T refers to how much light is actually hitting the sensor as it comes through the glass and all that other stuff. So the T15 is slightly more accurate than an F15. So there's a 24, a 35, a 50, and an 85. They're all by Rokinon. They all are cine lenses. I even got it in this really cool looking case. Now, if you notice, the case actually has 6 spots. And I only talked about 4 lenses. The other 2 lenses would be a 135 and a 14mm. I don't really have a need for that because I usually shoot at 50 or 85. 24 would be, I don't know, good for like an establishing shot, and then the 85 would be good for something, a little bit more of a close-up. Now, I got the cinema lenses because I really want to start shooting more film, right? More documentary. Not film as in like the actual film, but film as in like documentary, short movies, short films, things like that. I also got the follow focus, follow focus motor from Small Rig. The only problem with this is my monitor doesn't have focus peaking, and I probably should just go ahead and invest in a new monitor that has focus peaking. Make things a lot easier. But this is actually, a pretty decent cinema setup. Now the R6 Mark I still has a 30-minute record limit, still has the overheating issue, but it's rare that I'm going to be shooting more than 30 minutes at once. And for most, cinematic stuff, you shoot at 24 frames. Not a lot of cinema stuff is shot at 30. So if I'm going to be doing short films, we're going to be shooting at 24, and it usually doesn't overheat at 24. I've had the overheat warning come on a few times, but this is just an opportunity for me to get used to using a manual lens and a cinema setup. I got the Feiyutech S-Corp, right? It's not a bad gimbal, not bad at all. Yeah, I actually shot some video of my friend Steve's with this, and it turned out pretty decent. I put my 50mm on, the nifty 50, the 50 1.8 RF, right? So it is autofocusing, so I can kind of like run and gun and just kind of capture the action without trying to be like distracted. When I'm sitting down in front of the camera, and I can adjust things like lighting and focus and aperture and things like that, that's when, you know, I'd use a cinema lens, obviously. I say all that to say some of this stuff is quite useless if you don't use it. Don't get caught up in the FOMO. I'm caught up in the FOMO. Like, I'm in the FOMO bad. I was like, I need a cinema lens. I need to get a better microphone. My audio sounds like trash. I need to get a follow focus so that, you know, I can stay in focus. Do you know how hard it is to keep in focus when using this? I have to sit in this one spot. Now, normally I do sit here, but I keep looking up, and I know you see my eyes going up. I keep looking up at the screen to make sure that I'm still in focus. And it is quite annoying. It is a little frustrating, but I do see the benefit of manual focus, because sometimes you don't want the focus to change, and sometimes you want to pull focus. So let's say there were two items and you wanted to focus on one and then focus on another, and you don't want the camera to decide what it wants to focus on. Let's say, you know, I had a mask and the mask made it look like a face. So now I want to focus in on the mask. Now I want to focus in on a pair of headphones. Sometimes, if you have an autofocusing lens, it'll go ahead and focus on the mask and stay focused on the mask because it's like a face, right? You've got face detect. Now you could just touch the screen and go focus on something else, or you could manually control it and you can focus as fast or as slow as you want. That's where the cinema lenses come in handy, and that's where, you know, trying to be a cinematographer as opposed to a videographer will come into play, because as a cinematographer you are controlling the scene, you're creating, you know, this world. As a videographer, you're capturing the world. That's just my opinion, you know, so I made this up. Think about it. When you go to see a movie, they control everything. They make you believe that what you're seeing is real. They make you believe that what's actually happening to Keanu Reeves is really happening. They make you think that his dog actually died. John Wick dog did not die. I mean, like, well, Keanu Reeves, I should say, his dog didn't die. But John Wick in the movie, they made you believe that because of the way that they tell the story and the way that they set up the lighting and the mood and what's captured and what's not. When we think about cinema, think about movies. Think about what the movie is trying to portray. Think about what they want you to see, as opposed to what's actually happening. A videographer could capture the behind the scenes because they're just capturing what's there. A cinematographer is going to make a movie. They're going to capture what the director wants you to see, what the producers want you to see. They are there to paint a picture, where a videographer is there to capture a picture. If that makes any sense. But all that aside, FOMO, fear of missing out. FOMO is a big deal, especially in this camera world, right? This camera world is filled with new gadgets. There is an R6 Mark II, there's an R8, there's an R7, there's an R10, there's going to be coming an R5 Mark II, there's a C70, and then that's just Canon. Sony comes out with a new camera every 6 months. The A7S III came out, the A7S4, the A7R5, the A1, the FX3, the FX30, the FX6. There's so many cameras in Sony's lineup that it's hard to keep track of everything. And for a while, I was feeling that FOMO when it came to video and cameras, because I wanted to have a Sony for a while. I was thinking about getting rid of my Canon and going with Sony. Then I thought about it. Is that gonna make me create? FOMO does not make you create unless you are, let's say, doing a product review or an unboxing or things like that. Don't get caught up in the FOMO. That's basically what I'm saying. This FOMO world is not real. It's like reality TV. They only make you think that it's real, and it's not. It's not worth it. You're gonna waste a lot of money. I've wasted some money. And with that being said, this is your boy GR8JSMO, and I'm out.